Hello guys and welcome to today's video on the Shadow Faedrake, and we are going to do a little bit of myth busting and showcasing how this thing actually works for you guys and suggesting a nice easy build to start work from, and obviously giving you guys the better skills that you can obviously unlock to make this pet do some insane damage with your units. Hello guys, yes, welcome to today's video, and we're going to be doing some myth busting like I said and showcasing off the Shadow Faedrake, one of the latest pets in the game, and obviously we need to make a guide for you guys to add into that massive playlist with all of the other pets so you know what to do, right? So, Shadow Faedrake, let's just go over the skill first before we go anything crazy, and then we can start building into this pet, right? Because when we read this skill, it says it deals damage to the target legion and it inflicts captive. Captive is a new debuff which allows you a lead. It says legions, but we're going to break this down more. Deals more damage to the targets inflicted with captive. Duration 2 seconds, and this is the damage bonus, which scales off your intelligence, both for the damage factor and the amount of scaling you have. Right, but how does this actually work? Because the thing is, what people have said, or I've seen in some chats, which is kind of ludicrous in my eyes, was someone was suggesting like how the Faedrake works is captive is also an additional buff, meaning what it does is it does this damage increase, but for some reason as well it stopped or reduced movement, but it doesn't do that, and we're going to showcase how it actually works here in game, right? So if we go into this little footage here, I've got Natsu and thank you Natsu for helping me out in Order 66, part of the alliance we're in right now. And you'll see he's moving left to right, left to right. That's all I've asked him to do. And what you're going to notice is we're going to start attacking this player. And obviously we're going to be waiting for the Shadow Hunter procs. And you're going to be able to see obviously the Shadow Hunter procs appear on next to like my Lilia once I start applying either an ensnare or scorch or something onto the target, allowing obviously this captive trigger to go on, right? But when you start seeing the captive triggers going on, you obviously are gonna be not surprised if you're normal like me, and you're gonna see the player there take 85 damage, but he doesn't lose any movement speed. He doesn't get locked in. He's not imprisoned or anything like that. You see it happen again there, 90 damage. So it's nice and easy to understand on what is actually being showcased there, right? I just wanted to myth bust that because a lot of people have been saying that's part of the game or part of the skill, but it really isn't, right? And we've got the battle report here to back it up on top, and it also, which is more important, showcases how the Shadow Faedrake actually works, right? So you're going to see all the way down here, obviously, my attack now applying some sort of Scorch, Benefit, or Ensnare and Freeze onto this unit. You can see it happening again. And now this is when we get the trigger of our captive, right? So we can see now Lilia's Shadow Faedrake casts Shadow Hunter, right? It lost 85 units. Emrys Legion gained a captive effect for 2 seconds, takes effect next turn. So obviously I apply the debuff, and it starts on the next turn. So now basically all of this damage, as you can see, is being calculated with an extra 1.3 or whatever percent damage on that unit. The one thing you need to remember though is when you are reading these text lines, if we scroll it up a little bit so it's above my head here, and we read it, it says Lilia's Shadow Faedrake Shadow Hunter, right? Inflicts captive on Emrys Legion, takes extra damage from the Legion. That applied the effect, and it has a 1.5 second remaining. So what this means is this is not just a debuff like Infirm, and people are kind of believing this is similar to Infirm, and it is on the sole purpose that it's a single target. But when it comes to obviously your other marchers dealing extra damage to them, it does not work like that. It's only going to boost the march that has it on, right? So what we're going to do is talk about the pairings for this march and then into the build, because I think when you do it that way, it's going to make a lot more sense on why we want to go certain build routes compared to normal, right? So we have this Shadow Hunter pet, and you can see it's all about inflicting this debuff with a nice little bit of damage on top. But it's all about single target, as you can see. So as a little wink wink, we don't really want it on someone like Lilia or anyone like Valen or even your one and only Waldir, right? These guys are all got area of effect damage. You could use it on them, but personally, I don't think that's where you want to use it. Where you want to use it on is heroes like Halloween that has actually single target damage, or more importantly, the best of probably the best match that we can currently use is the Atheist and Fear match. This is definitely designed for you guys so you can increase more single target burst damage as you go on that fight. And as you can imagine, when the new heroes come out, Bertrand and Toha, again, these guys are going to like this pet because it's all single target damage, and that's what these guys love to do. So if you're looking for pairings, those are the easy pairings to go with. You can go a little bit experimental if you want and try out some of the different heroes, right? But those are the ones that I am going to suggest that you use this pet on. So now let's go into the skills and base attributes, because when we go into this pet, you'll realize the skills are honestly super powerful on this pet. So what you get is your normal, obviously, Shadow Hunter, and when we scroll down, Forceful Shadow Hunter is the same as most forceful effects. What I mean by that is just a massive damage increase to the Shadow Hunter skill. So you can see here we can get this nice little 4.76%. This is on 0 stars, remember, so you can go all the way up. But what you can also do nowadays, if you want, hit the strategy button and it's going to bring up all of the new skills. So what we can do is now look at Enduring Shadow Hunter, and this is the one you want. I'm not going to lie, I think you want to play Shadow Hunter with Enduring Shadow Hunter as the main two builds no matter what for this pet. And the reason is because it's going to allow you to extend that duration of that debuff on your opponent for longer, and this is going to obviously increase with the better star rating of your skill, right? So it is a very powerful thing, and you can see here the ways they want you to build it. And I actually am going to suggest some of these skills myself, right? I really do like the super follow-up, and not really the ruthless follow-up, but I really do like this little combination with the luck and intelligence, because what this allows us to do is we really don't care about the damage, right? The follow-up does the extra bit, but it's only 5.4% of the damage, so we don't care about that. What we do care about, though, is the fact that it casts our skill again, which allows us to basically trigger Captive again onto that target to prolong it even further. So I really do like the super follow-up and follow-up combination when we're rocking it on the Shadow Pet. I like Resonance too if you just want your War Pet to do a little bit more damage on top of that. But then what I would recommend is similar to what this is saying, with base buffs to your actual match. So what you want is to increase your critical damage or your critical crit rate on your magic pet or your magic based units if possible, because it's going to allow you again, so when you have that maybe 5 or 3% increase of damage on top of them, then you're going to get this crit damage increase from your pet, and then hopefully you get a massive nuke, all aligns up for your march, right? So those are some of the skills you can run. If we go into the main pet icon here, what I would look for if you're looking for a base 4 skills, you are definitely going to be using Shadow Hunter, like I say, and you want Enduring Shadow Hunter. So you know already we're going to be wanting a intelligence and spirit based pet, and with the follow-up stuff, we are going to need luck. So they're going to be my 3 attributes that you're going to be running, because this is going to allow you to be more of a utility-based pet. This is not a pet that's about, you know, trying to do more damage itself or trying to give you buffs. It's kind of basically trying to abuse the captive effect that you have. So I kind of like that. It's a little different playstyle that people might really enjoy when it comes to single target DPS builds, right? So we are going to have, like I say, Shadow Hunter with that endurance. So that's your first two. You're going to have super follow-up here with, obviously, follow-up. So you already have 2 intelligence slots filled with 1 spirit, 1 in 1 luck. So then what you could do is go down and scroll, and you can see there's some really cool stuff, right? You can go for super cheap budget items like Light's Guidance because it's luck rate again. But you would rather go for something like Magic Fortune. This is a way better skill for you. You can also go down here and see stuff like Magic Pulse is a really cool one too. You can even go down and get Magic Spirits, which is a beautiful artifact skill for us, because basically this skill for our pet is again spirit-based skill, and we're not really gonna have too much spirit-based skills, but we are still forced into use them because of this Enduring Shadow Hunter, right? So you can see already a really good pet being built here. We've got an Enduring, a Shadow Hunter, an Enduring Shadow Hunter now. Follow-up with super follow-up here. Then we've got our Magic Spirits and then our Elemental Harmony. Very great, just like nice 6 skills there. And if you want another 2, just go for again some more crit rate, or if you just want some cheap stuff, just rack your cheap skills on there. Again, some players don't get access to it. If you're looking for other suggestions on this pet, like I've already kind of said, Resonance is probably going to be one you're going to whack on as well, just because it will fulfill that 3rd spirit slot, and it allows you to just get raw damage output onto your war pet, right? So I really do like that too. So hopefully in the future, again, maybe I can work on this pet when I get some coins and showcase you guys what it fully looks like, kind of like some of the other war pets that we have on display right now, which we've been doing for you guys in previous videos, so you know what to run, where you want it and stuff like that, just everything. Yeah, so guys, I hope you've enjoyed it. That was the Shadow Faedrake. I've basically explained how that skill works, and how it doesn't work for you guys. Mythbusted that weird, crazy conspiracy I've seen in the community that shouldn't exist anyway. And then obviously giving you the attributes, the skills, and just obviously the pairs you need for this pet. So I hope you guys have enjoyed it. And then if you have, smash a like, comment, and subscribe. And until the next video, stay safe, guys. Stay sneaky. Peace out.